Welcome back. What a fun article. I really enjoyed it. Can you imagine the scene? Yes. You're in a sort of tough neighborhood in Peru. There are some beefy boys and girls stalking the streets, and also a group of people dressed as Santa Claus and elves, merrily wandering their way down the road, when suddenly they pull out their weapons and arrest a ton of people in one particular house who are suspected of, I think it's drug crime.
Yeah, something like that.
So why did this happen? Well, apparently some people in these tough neighborhoods are rather difficult to arrest. If the police approach directly, clearly dressed as police, there might be an ensuing gun battle or worse, people dying. So disguises have been used before, with quite good success rates. Another example given in the article is police dressed up as Marvel characters during Halloween. And again, suddenly arresting someone unexpectedly, taking them
Incredible Hulk taking you down.
Gosh, yeah. I mean, I'd just love to be there to witness that moment.
Yes. The mental image that got into my brain immediately was it talked about one of the elves were, I guess, in a mini skirt and pulled out a sledgehammer. And I was like, whoa.
Where were you hiding hiding the sledgehammer in your mini skirt?
Where was that coming from? And just in my mind's eye, obviously it was probably, hidden in the shirt area, I'm sure, or coat, I don't know. It is winter time. I don't know how cold it gets, but just the idea of being like, okay, let's do it. Just suddenly out of the magic bag comes out a sledgehammer.
Oh, yeah, it's like he must have had Mary Poppins' bag.
That must have had Mary Poppins' bag, of course. We should have known.
And was he dressed as Harley Quinn? If he had a miniskirt and a sledgehammer, that feels like a Harley Quinn costume.
Yes, the Santa Quinn.
Santa Quinn, that would have been cool.
Or Harley Claus. I think Harley Claus is better.
We gave you a free movie idea. The Peruvian Harley Claus.
Yep. Born in America, but lived in Peru.
So also think about being a kid, and being in a wonderful moment where you're kind of taken with the magic of seeing Santa maybe for the first time, believing Santa is real, and then watching Santa whip out a gun and arrest some people.
It make me like Santa even more.
Maybe, yes.
Did you ever stop believing in Santa?
I think I was never really a believer in Santa. It was the Tooth Fairy. My parents, I think they couldn't be bothered with, inventing the mythology of too many of these characters, so they picked one, and it was the Tooth Fairy.
I think it's already invented the mythology.
Oh, well, I mean, trying to sell me as a child on the mythology. They were never like, Santa's real.
Sitting down at night writing Tooth Fairy mythology.
They did used to write me little letters.
Oh, wow.
From my Tooth Fairy. Your tooth was very nice. Thank you for sending me the tooth.
Yeah.
Here's 50p.
Oh, inflation has made that go up over the years.
I hope so. I hope they're getting more than 50p these days.
I never believed in Santa Claus either. My family just decided that was not a path they wanted to take. I kind of understand. I'm like, why would I want to lie to my kid at all? Like, what's the point? But I also get the magic through it as well. And I don't know. I don't know what's right or wrong. I just live my life 1 minute at a time. one quarter mile at a time.
But what types of crime do police in your country focus on? Maybe because your country is so massive, maybe I need to narrow this down. Your state?
Okay.
Your neighborhood?
I see. If we were go for the state, it would probably be either tax evasion or drugs, I'm guessing. If we were going for my county, it would probably be traffic violations, not gonna lie. It seemed like there was a lot more police focusing on the crimes which gather the most income. But the thing is in my neighborhood, it just wasn't, there was violence, but it wasn't an extreme amount. There were drugs, but it wasn't an extreme amount. It's just like, there was no really big crime there that was constantly happening. It was mostly those petty crimes.
Petty crime, yeah.
There was a standoff though at a gas station. It was about 8 cop cars, many cops, all guns drawn, directed at one gas station. And being in America, you're just like, well, let's pull over and watch what happens. Because guns are drawn and you're like, what's going to happen next? Unfortunately, I was on my way to work, so I couldn't pull over, but I was going a little bit slower, being like,
Bit of rubbernecking.
yeah, exactly. Well, it's over there. Hit the car in front of me. No, just joking. But yeah, I think it is like that. Now, could I expand this to your country, or do I need to do county or city for you as well?
Gosh, well, I don't know, but when I lived, most of it, I was in Manchester and the Greater Manchester area. And again, mostly I felt like it was petty crime. But
Hooligans.
then occasionally we'd get something really big. Like, I remember living in Manchester most of my life, and at like 16, suddenly there was a gang war where guns were drawn and a couple of people got shot in a park. And I was like,
Here?
Manchester? Like, is this suddenly Harlem, New York? I don't know. Anyway, so occasionally we get really bad ones, but mostly it's just...
Okay. It like brews below the surface in one day, like, and then comes back. Oh, wow.
That or they just hide it really well.
I guess so. Well, if I'm ever in England, I'll keep an eye out for all those gang-related violent wars.
Yes. Anyway, better use of your time. Rather than get involved in a gang war or selling drugs, why don't you check out the vocabulary and live a good life? See you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Sternly.
Sternly.
Disciplinarian.
Disciplinarian.
Trafficking.
Trafficking.
Pull off.
Pull off.
Futile.
Futile.